walls came down and your love shone through. Now my life will never be the same. You love me too much to let me stay this way.
All right, welcome to the Warrior's Way. Our warrior this week is Aaron Rubio from UCAN. Say good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Isaac.
All right, before we get to him, let's see our partners. If you are struggling with mental health or drug rehabilitation or need help or a family member needs help, please go to UCANMichigan.com and you can check on there to get help of any way. If your family is struggling with food or clothes or baby formula and need some help, please hit spiritualwarfareunit.com. Click on there and you can be the person that helps them. Help us help you. All right. We're sitting here at UCAN Studios, and we're here with El Jefe. How we doing this morning?
Hey, not too bad. Yourself?
I'm doing great, man. You're like one of my most favorite peoples, bro.
Well, today, because I'm on your show.
Wow. We'll go with what is most of the time. So we were just talking about, I want to get popped right in this because you got so much stuff going on.
Right on.
All right. So first, we got to start with the kids. And one of the biggest misses in our entire area is kids getting addicted to drugs. And tell everybody your idea and how you did that.
Yeah, so kids are something that we definitely need to get in front of, right? They need that education. They need to be made aware of some things. Not that just drugs are bad, but there's a message. And so whenever we would talk to schools to try and come in and do a presentation, something along those lines, we always met some resistance because the schools maybe took on this persona that if we bring someone in to talk about substance use disorder, then we must have issues with substance use disorder and people move out of it.
Yeah, so if we talk about drugs, that means we got a drug problem and then people don't want to come. It's sticky.
You're right. They won't come into the district or people might leave the district.
But you, my friend, found a way through.
So after some review and talking about things, thinking about my personal situation, we can't refute injuries in athletics, treatment protocols with medications, and there's an avenue of people that we have a right to talk to about potential substance use disorder through a natural cause. So it kind of opened the gates a little bit for us to create a way to talk to schools, teams, parents, coaches, etc.
So a less smart person would say people get hurt and they get diagnosed and they get pills, and that leads to addiction.
In a nutshell, yes.
Okay.
Along with diversion.
And so if someone has a child or a family member struggling with this, they can go to UCANMichigan.com and get help for that?
Absolutely. All right. So, and just some education, just for parents, for them to understand that there's some parameters we can follow through people taking prescription medications for an issue, that there's certain levels to follow, to track, to re-diagnose if needed. And so, we definitely would help educate some parents with that.
Yeah, you sound really smart when you're saying all this. You know
I'm
that?
Sorry, and I'm not.
I'm not so. I are dumb. You sound really and that's amazing. You put some videos together, and didn't the MHSAA get those videos for something? Wasn't there something?
Yeah, so we created some videos for the Genesee Intermediate School District, which are just some PSA type videos we created for their professional development, which was good. It's a start. We did that last year and hope to continue that relationship. And then for the MHSAA, Michigan High School Athletic Association, we've had some good progress with them. We were making some good progress before COVID, right? COVID came, slowed the roll, changed the focus of MHSAA because of spaces
COVID
rules and because of COVID. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we were able to recircle. We went back to meet with Mark Ewell, good guy. He's the CEO of MHSAA, and we met with him, talked with him about our initiative, what we were trying to accomplish as far as education and treatment protocols, and like the price treatment methods, ways to just educate and have athletic directors, coaches, parents, students on the same page when it comes to injuries, and then have a way to be on a united front with how do we tend to this athlete.
All right, so we got that done, and one of the things I wanted to get to is you got the phone app launched, right?
Yeah. So our app is out. So it's iOS and Android approved, right? We're tweaking it. It's fluid, so we have some changes to keep.
We have some fluid tweaking going on.
You got it. So that's up and running good. There's links there right now to functionally take you to our website and be able to navigate through all of our resources, things like that.
Okay.
There's some evolution coming to that as we speak.
So people can have help on there if they go to their Play Store or Android or whatever, and they download that. They can actually have help by hitting that right away, right?
Correct. You can click on that, go to Get Help Now, fill out that information. Yep. And somebody within, we say within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Usually it's a lot shorter than that. We get an email, get some notification. Somebody reaches out to them, make sure they're safe. Are you in crisis mode? And then how can we help?
So if someone's struggling with addiction or something, need help right now, that's the way to get it.
That's the way to get it.
All right. And then also like a QR code or something you put in there, right?
Yeah, there's a QR code that's on a lot of our literature and our business cards.
Yeah.
It too would take you to our website.
Okay.
And then you can function through our website to get help now. And then again, it's the same way we can help there.
And all that goes to UCANMichigan.com.
All that ends up going to UCANMichigan.com.
All right, perfect. Now, while you had all that going on,
Yeah.
we also are starting to punch through our Beyond the Walls program.
Yes.
And I know we got to go to a quick break right here, but once we get that in, that's our next exciting thing coming up. So I'm looking forward to talking that. If you've not gone to spiritualwarfareunit.com, please do that. UCANMichigan.com. Like, share, and subscribe. Sit tight. We'll be right back. Taking a quick break from our podcast, I wanted to let you know about our life application program that we have for churches and nonprofits in the area that are trying to find programming that they can use in case the corona shuts you down and you're not able to get in. You go to spiritualwarfareunit.com. You click on our episodes and you can check out our programs for as little as $29.99 a month to make sure that we're still getting the word out to those people that need it. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back from our not break.
Right. Break. So look at that.
The great and powerful us says move forward, so we do what us says.
Yes, you better.
Anyway, so the Beyond the Walls program is a jail program that we had started. So from inside, how do we help the guys inside the jail? Not only that, how do we help the people that are inside the jail help their families while they're inside jail, right?
Yeah.
And so we were able to get a partner. And how you pulled this off, I don't know. But brilliant opportunity. Tell them about the skilled trades thing, man.
Yeah, so our Beyond the Walls initiative, we've always said when you leave the walls of a treatment facility, leave the walls of a jail, where are you going? What are you going to do, right? So our Beyond the Walls initiative is to help for successful integration into society. Insurance, resources, secondary resources they may need in the community, connectivity to mental health, behavioral health, etc. One piece we've added to that, we've always known that jobs were important, but one pillar to that now is our Pathway to Apprenticeship program with the unions. And you know that we've met with the right people, right? We've got the decision makers, and we began to develop our Pathway to Apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal. And there's a lot of segues. It also takes our Pathway for the Youth, a youthful pathway to apprenticeship, to help us with our schools initiative. It's also going to our veterans initiative with helmets to hard hats. So that program in its development right now is going to be a great program.
Yeah, because the biggest problem with jail coming out is being able to find a job. Right? How do I take care of my family and kids? And the beautiful part is you get one shot. Like you go in there to help with the programs or some kind of cost thing that's getting worked out.
Yeah.
And then it's 11 weeks of training. And when I was talking to him, it was like within 2 weeks, but they're putting you into work, right?
Yeah, you're available for work, and they have a pretty good success rate at getting people on the job site. So, yeah, really great.
Like he was telling me, he starts out at $22 an hour, which means $44,000 a year with medical and retirement to start. Like you could work at McDonald's for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And this is, the idea of not just a job,
a career.
Right? Something where you can pay the bills.
Take care of your family.
Pay your odds and ends, your debts to society, all those things, but stay focused on a definitely career and focus on the family.
Because, dude, that self-respect is just something, and especially after you do something wrong, you screw up, right?
Right.
And then everybody's like, you're a bad person, you went to jail, and so I'm better than you because you went to jail, right? And you got that stigma. But the beauty of these guys that are doing this program, they're like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a legit shot. But if you screw this up, your whole, and I actually like that because it's like the pressure's on to get it done, but you still have that shot. And being in the jails and working in jails for a decade, one of the things I always said is, well, Isaac, you tell us you love us and you're going to help us and all that, but as soon as I leave, I never see you again. And the truth was, that's because you're busy you got 600 other people you're talking to all the time,
Absolutely.
right? But it was like, what do we do for these guys? And this answer for UCAN and the Pathway to Apprenticeship from Beyond the Walls program, this is the one, man.
This is the answer. It's getting good reviews. It's definitely a need. The guys are embracing it. We're really, really excited about it. It's been in development here for a little bit, but we're ready.
Yeah. Well, all I know, the entire program is set up to be something that should be the idea that changes how everything works in jail for jail reentry. Like everyone has told us from the beginning, it's too hard, it can't be done, but it is being done, and you are doing it.
We are getting there, right?
Yeah.
So persistence pays off, consistency, right? So, and we actually now have gone from just the concept outside, we start educating the inmates inside the walls, right? So we're in there with our classes, the spiritual warfare unit classes in there, our real talk classes in there, and we're adding classes for being in person.
Yeah.
But by connectivity, like in Lapeer Jail where we're at, adding the website and adding the Wi-Fi, bringing in the tablets,
the app.
UCAN app, where they can go to our app.
You're jumping the phone. I got to go to a break. We're going to talk about that next. 'Cause that app is really cool in that whole system. So sit tight. If you've not gone to Spiritual Warfare Unit, like, share, and subscribe, please. We can use your help. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
I'm really impressed with the teachings that Isaac has been bringing to us, as this is all based from Proverbs.
I like it because it's simple, and it doesn't matter who you are. It's very easy to understand and apply to your life.
It points out, my bad parts, and but it's showing me how to do the good parts, and I'm trying to apply that and make a better life for myself because I'm tired of where I've been.
It's impacted a lot of the guys as they continue to talk and ask questions after the meetings, as they speak to one another regarding the meeting and the messages and the topics that are being brought up, which are down-to-earth topics of situations and things that we live with on a day-to-day basis.
He takes the Bible and he breaks it down into simple terms and where you can understand. And like I said before, sometimes a lot of churches, even the Salvation Army, sometimes we start using these big words that people don't understand, like even saying someone got saved. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean when you say someone got saved? And it's accepting Jesus into your heart. So it's like words like that we use that people don't understand.
It's just very interesting how he points out, the different things of, the sin part, and then he comes back with the, how to make it better, and he just points it out. It's there. I didn't know all this stuff was in there, but now that he's pointing it out, it's like, wow, I guess if you really dig into the Bible, you find these things.
This is a daily moral standards that we can live by, that the teachings are coming from. And honestly, we can take verse by verse as what he's done, and pretty much he's done the hard work for us and now laying it out so that we have an easier understanding.
There's some people who don't like to be in Bible classes, but this one seems to get their attention.
All right. Welcome back to the Warrior's Way. Our warrior this week is Aaron Rubio.
Hey.
And apparently our brake button broke, man, and we couldn't brake.
Get that fixed.
Yeah, we're going to have to check the rotary girder on the brake button. It's broken. All right, so we were at the break. We were just talking about the app for inside the jail. So first of all, I want to talk about, how hard was the process of getting into that and getting certified to do that, right?
Yeah, it's a process.
Look at your face.
It's connectivity. It's being able to show. Everybody's always looking for evidence-based material. What are your statistics? Yeah. And under our premise is, let's just try something different because what we're doing isn't working.
Right.
We're not providing enough options, enough education, enough resources upon departure. And so that's why people have embraced our Beyond the Walls initiative. As we come in, we do classes, we help people plan for discharge, provide transportation upon discharge, all of those things.
Who are you using for transportation?
So we use a guy named Aaron Rubio.
Oh.
He goes out at
with the Batman van?
Yeah, the Batman van, incognito, make the midnight run to Lapeer, swoop some guys up.
swoop them all shaded.
Take them up, right? So, yeah.
That is a pretty cool
Definitely
van,
incognito.
Well, it's better than the other. You know how, like, normally when someone picks you up, it's in the 15-passenger van.
White van.
Yeah. No, yours is like a black tinted. It's cool
Low
looking.
pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the idea behind it, to look exactly opposite of the big white cargo van. No, let's go almost like limo style. It's funny because the first time I ever used it, I was taking a 2-for-1 combo down to treatment.
Yeah.
And when I went to pick up the second guy and opened the door and got in, he's like, I'm looking for a white van. He's like, and then a limo stopped in front. And I said, did you just call my van a limo? He's like, yeah. I said, it's exactly my intended purpose, is that you got picked up to go to treatment in a limo.
And
right?
that's
And
what I
funny.
love, how your brain works, right? Because you just look at the whole process. So when we got the app into Lapeer Jail, when you presented this opportunity to those men, how was that response?
Really good, right? With a couple of things, we started doing some work back in like October, November to find out, inmates, you tell us what you're after, what you need, what resources would benefit you, instead of the outside thinking we know what you need, because that's been going on a long time.
Yeah.
It hasn't been figured out, right? Recidivism rate way up, overdose after release way up, just all of these things that obviously we're not very good at our discharge planning.
Right.
Short of,
is there a discharge plan?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So we began to collaborate with them, and we've been embraced. We're definitely an asset inside the jail. Talking with the sheriff out there, McKenna does some great work out there. He was like, "Wow, this is going to be our next level. This is going to be our thing." So we've been working together, trying to evolve what we're doing out there: in-person classes, the internet, our app. Our Pathway to Apprenticeship MC3 curriculum on there, using our Addictions Academy recovery workbook, prisoner.
Wait a minute, an Addictions Academy. What is that?
Yeah. So let's talk about education and certifications and that people get. It's called the Addictions Academy. Dr. Callie, and prayers to her as she just lost her husband yesterday or the day before. And so prayers to her. She's a warrior. She's a fighter. She's resilient. Did a lot of things. So I know it'll be a couple steps back, but I know she'll come charging forward.
Yeah.
But she has a curriculum through the Addictions Academy, multiple different trainings. And so they do trainings in California, Nevada, Arizona, some others, Florida, that all use hers as a credentialing. We're here in Michigan, we use things like CCAR, which is a Connecticut recovery program, McBAP, and other ways. We would like to be able to bring her Addictions Academy here to Michigan. It's a whole nother fight. We're working on that, and that process is starting. But yeah, she has some great programs that are nationally certified Department of Justice programmings that she has that is really, really starting to grow. And we're hoping that not only can we affect the jails with Department of Corrections, but our prisons and our prison reentry stuff with Department of Justice programming with this. So we're at where we're at. Developments are coming, and big things ahead with this.
Man, that's cool. Is there a time frame on that? Or don't know yet.
We're up and running in the Wi-Fi tablets. Everything's going now. We're waiting for the company to approve our website to launch, and they said it will be in January.
Okay.
And so that'll be going. Just some of the nuances to digitize, like the manuals for the apprenticeship, the union guys. When we said, "Is this in a digitized format?" We can put in the app. They were like,
"They're like, was that
I can't
page
make that with my hands, right?"
Was that B?
Yeah. So
yeah, and the thing is like you're like,
yeah. So when you say time frames, we're collaborating, we're working, we're getting better. Until then, it'll be in the books. We're getting some books, but this will be a transition over 2023 and. First quarter, first half. I mean,
that's cool.
Again, it's something that we're setting up to be here for the duration.
Yeah.
So what's the rush?
Do it methodically, do it right, do it full, right?
You got it.
Man, that's cool. So the GELF program's going off, the MHSAA program we got going out. Now, what about Hans is the man? Our boy Chad has got Hans, who's our drug dog, who looks very close to a wolf, I might add.
Yeah. So Hans, he is the man, right? Chad loves Hans. It's great. Chad and Hans do a great job with our detection. So
who do you got to beat up to get him on the show? I just want to know.
Yeah, probably. He's got,
I know he hates it.
He's about 3 deep. You got to ask somebody to get to him.
There's a lunch and then a return.
You got it. He's a busy guy. So, but a great guy when it comes to, we've always wanted to do this. We have always kind of said, oh, that'd be cool type thing. And then when UCAN got its wheels rolling, it became an opportunity. We capitalized on it. He's been a trainer now for about a year and a half. We do a lot of facilities, definitely Genesee County, and then some outside of Genesee County. Our goal with that is to provide security for promoting drug-free environments, trying to help maintain drug-free environments. And we believe like treatment facilities, schools, residences, transitional houses should all be drug-free.
You know what I was told by someone who does schools?
Yeah.
He was like, before you guys came in, we just bring a dog and pretend it knew how to smell drugs just to scare the kids.
Okay, that falls under the deterrent umbrella.
I was like, is that real? He's like, there was nothing.
Yeah.
He was like, so when UCAN came along with the dog, he said, that was brilliant. And it was just one of those things that you identified the mess that was moving along. And I tell you what, man, when you guys do events and stuff, when you bring him, I mean,
he's the attraction.
Right? Oh
right?
my
he's
gosh.
the attraction. So
he's so fluffy.
Yeah, and the kids love. That's the great thing about Hans is the demeanor.
Yeah,
is he's able to interact
he's very
with
chill.
Kids and chill. So yeah, he could be a therapy dog, right? And so I know sometimes when we search a school and stuff, we'll go back. De-arm him and kind of let him chill for a minute.
Yeah.
And bring him in under a therapy, and the kids love and play with him and sit on the ground with him and all that. So
I'm really glad you used the word de-armed because what was that thing we did over the summer with the music? What was that called? Where he did you're like, no one's listening. What was that one?
That was the Heart of Flint.
Yeah. So we did this event. And there was this huge Doberman, I mean, 150 or 60. And he was like, yeah, he has to leave because my dog will just go after him. And the dog had to like go out the other side. And I was just like, is that real? He's like, yeah, man. And I was just like, oh, and then you have to defuse him from that because he gets all worked up.
Yep.
And but that was actually really kind of fun.
Yeah, that was the Unity Fest, I think.
That's right. That's
Jeremy
what it was.
The Heart of Flint and all that.
And we couldn't figure out how to get the cornhole set.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
We're still figuring that out.
Yeah, right.
So.
But that was super great. So, I mean, from last year to this year, you've expanded quite a bit.
So our programming has expanded quite a bit, and then some of our initiatives have taken more of a foothold, and there's been internal development. So we're really focused now trying to figure out where do we put our time, effort, and energy because we have a lot going on.
Right.
And so, we're focused on some key things throughout 2023, new things through 2023, and excited about the future for sure.
Yeah, well, Spiritual Warfare Unit loves being a partner here at UCAN Studios with you guys. We've been there since the beginning, well, since before the beginning when this was an idea. Aaron, you've done just some amazing stuff in this apprenticeship program that you got in the jail. Now, the part that I find really interesting is being a veteran is a lot of times when you get out and you're rotating back, like you don't know how to deal. And so finding out how to take care of your family becomes a number one priority. So, like, talk about that plan a little bit, like with Lee, that stuff that you were talking about, right? So, like, much like veterans reintegrating into society, right, kind of beyond the battlefield, we need to have connectivity to what opportunities do we have for them, too. And if you think about construction trades, operation trades, driving big, heavy equipment. These folks coming back from the military are like prime candidates. So there's a Helmets to a Hard Hat initiative going on nationally, which is a great program. We're happy to join alongside of them through our Veterans Initiative, and we're going to have some great developments towards helping our veterans in our Veterans Initiative to be able to get connected to Helmets to Hard Hats, which is essentially the pathway to apprenticeship, just our Veterans Initiative. So really good things coming for them folks too. Well, we're going to have you back on and just talk about that particular one.
Right? You know what? We have some great people around here that would love to come around, and let's have that Veterans Day around the table for sure.
And we already have to go to our next break. But when we come back from that break, there's a couple more things that we got to talk about that you've been getting into. So, and give people an update to what you're doing. So if you've not gone to UCANMichigan.com, please go down there and check that out. Even if you can just give it the link to somebody you know is struggling, like, share, and subscribe on our show. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
United Community Addiction Network is one of our strategic partners that Vice Armory, where we are believing that together we can make a bigger difference in the community.
We have a law enforcement program that we offer where we give law enforcement agencies special discounts. We also are a Glock Blue Line dealer, which means we're able to give first responders special discounts. So as our business continues to grow, it allows us to be able to donate more money back to UCAN to help support their causes.
Welcome back. I'm here with Chad. He's here with our drug dog, Hans, and he's been a big hit at the Depson Dogs. Tell everybody a little bit about Hans for us.
Hans is the man. Hans loves to find drugs. We take Hans and we search different rehab facilities, schools. We actually got Hans to serve the public. So, you know, anybody in the public sector that wants any type of search. If you send a kid to rehab and you want your house swept before you come home, feel free to give us a call. Schools, they're a great deterrent as well.
I'm here with the regional chaplain down Genesee County. Kenny is here. They do great work inside the jail. Can you tell us a little bit about the programs that you guys have inside the jail?
Yeah, we have an opportunity that the sheriff allows us to come into the jail as guests to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with each one of the inmates that want to hear that. We have programs within inside the jail that we have Bible studies, we have people that come in and do one-on-ones as the inmates request it, but all of that's an opportunity to give them a choice at a different life than with the choices that they've been made to get here.
Outstanding, and they're one of our partners in the community to help people who are one of the people that help win, help us, help you, help those people around. I'm here with AJ. He's one of the committee members from Back to the Bricks. How do you think it's going today, bud?
Good. Yeah, I mean, everybody's here, everybody seems happy, and we're doing it up in Flint just right.
Yeah, it's been a really good time. We're right by the jail, hanging out with some been very cool cars. And right to our left is their son was a deputy who had passed away. And so what they do is they have his car come out and they show it off at the different shows. We're sitting down here with UCAN and Reach the Forgotten, and Spiritual Warfare Unit, and Depson Dogs, and Back to the Bricks, of course, with the cars, because you guys are the cool kids.
We try.
You do it good. All right, we'll be around. Major event. All right, welcome back to the Warriors Way. We were just figuring out community events that we can talk about here. So what we finished off with, I forgot.
So we were going to begin to talk about what's coming, things we have coming. So
yeah.
The community calendar. And
yeah, so you just got that all finished up. So what we're going to be partnering with is we're going to have all the nonprofits and people that we work with, and hopefully I'll be able to get the UCAN board people on here, and I really want Hans because I just want to play with the dog. I got to be honest. Like Chad's all right, but I want to see the dog. Right. And Chad gets uncomfortable on the camera, and that part's fun too. But we got to get that done. But we were talking about this calendar. So what we're going to be doing is putting together a community calendar. So for events, the things that are coming on, and things that not just UCAN is doing, but the whole community is doing. So you go a one-stop shop to go check out, do things in the summer to hang out with the families and stuff, right?
Right. So on our website, if somebody went to our website under resources, there's a community calendar, and they can register an event that they have coming and send it in. They can also go to the calendar to reference other folks that are doing things in the community. And it, you know, this process has been something that's been needed, but I do know that there's a couple other community people doing a community calendar too. We really focus on trying not to duplicate things.
Right.
But like you said, if this is people that we're interacting with and they don't know about those other community calendars, it's another tool to be able to use for people to find out what's going on in the community.
All right, so we did the veterans, we did the jail, Beyond the Walls program, my favorite.
Yeah.
We did. Now, as far as events, I think the best one is the Tigers event, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and let me tell you why I think it's fun, because it's not the same reason everybody else likes it's fun. So we do a golf outing, right? So you get to do the golf outing, and you get to golf with like former Red Wings and Tigers and all the other guys. But my favorite part are the stories that some of those old guys tell you, because you know you're never going to hear those.
Right on.
And I got to tell you, I sit there, I'm like a piece of wallpaper, and I just listen. It was unbelievable, man. That was such a good event.
Great event, man. Fortunate enough to meet a couple of people that were involved in that. We were charity of choice a few years back, 7 of them. They decided to change kind of focus what they were doing and just harbor one and join a partnership with one. And we were the charity of choice they selected. It's been a great couple years. Scott Lusader, president of the Tiger Association, is a great guy, former Tiger, former Yankee. I mean, he's living the dream, right? And now kind of runs this outing and does a great job at it. The outing is getting better. It's here in Grand Blanc, so really a good outing, fun time, great swag, great day, just a lot of great people. So yeah, it's a great day.
And so if people want to sign up for that early, can they do that?
Yeah, so they can go to tigeralumnigolf.com and reserve a spot. Now, how that works is previous people have a certain amount of time to re-up to be in, and I know we had to add 4 foursomes from one year to the next because everybody, the first time we did it up here in Grand Blanc, everybody came back.
It was a blast, man.
Great time. And then last year was just as good, all the people that came back, and then we added a few. So I'm not in charge of the outing, not the planning and all that. I'm the charity of choice and thankful for what we get. But sitting in those meetings, knowing that they're debating between should we add more people, should we do this and do that.
That's a good problem.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
It's a good thing, right? But always looking for more corporate sponsors, always looking for more people to be a part of it. So there's a dinner and different things that people can be involved with. So it's not a public event per se, where the public's out and autograph signings and all of that going on.
No, it's definitely private.
Just more of a private event, but a great event nonetheless.
All right, and are we getting more hats, man?
Oh yeah, we'll get hats. And they do a great job with the swag. They did put me in charge of the swag, which allows me to.
And you love doing swag,
right up my alley. So
which reminds me, dude. He had to stay, and your wife thought this was a bad idea, right? So I'm giving you props ahead of time, right? But it was those dog tags, remember?
Yeah.
So he comes up with these dog tags. This is why I love how your brain works. And he got those little dog tags, and he put the QR code, and kids can use their phones, right?
Yeah.
So even if their parents are struggling with addiction, you can actually get right onto the website
and cue in some help, right?
Yeah, that was that is such a good, because they thought it was a necklace.
Yeah, they loved it.
I must have been asked for 100 of those. I gave every single one of those out.
We ordered 100 of a couple colors, and within a couple events, they were all
the
gone.
silver and the blacks, right?
Silver blacks, and then we did the purple ones for Overdose Awareness Day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, the silver and blacks we did generally, and you might find 1 or 2 around here laying around, but for the most part, those went over.
Yeah, I got to be honest, man. The stuff you put out for swag, I have all of it. I wear all of it, right?
Yeah,
I just do. But no, man, it's good. So we got the calendar. So let's see, your next event isn't until April.
Yeah, next probably. I mean, somebody might have a light event starting in March, but April is DEA Drug Take Back Day, last Saturday in April. And that usually is the kickoff for, that's the kickoff, and then people and other entities are doing events, and it just kind of keeps us build for the summer.
All right, so for those that don't know, it's not like the DEA shows up and takes their drugs, right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure we. Yeah. No. All right. So what happens with that?
So DEA Drug Take Back Day. Is a national day they do across the country and promote disposal of medications, unused medications, right? Because in our world, that medicine cabinet is a beast. It's one of the biggest drug dealers that we have.
So you mean on accident, grandparents might be one of the biggest drug dealers of all time?
On accident, unknowingly, ignorance, lack of knowledge, just to make sure that they're trained. Because they save those meds for the rainy day. If it flares up.
Well, when your doctor calls and you can't come and being an injured person, if you don't have that pain pill and you forget to call because you haven't been feeling good, and you better have layover, because when you don't, you're dealing with that pain every day. In defense of them, I'm just saying. But then you end up, when you get it, you'll end up with an extra bottle or 2 or 3 or whatever.
Right? So part of the evolution, we've taken that day, and here locally, we've expanded on it. Not just bring us your meds, but we give you some education. We talk a little bit about proper use misuse, storage, disposal of medications, and the part that it plays in this addiction epidemic that we have going too. So just to bring knowledge to the day, more than just drop off your meds, highlight permanent drug drop-off sites in the community, because those are there year-round.
Yeah.
So you not only have to do that one day, but there are facilities which you can go and drop your unused medications and pay attention to it.
Yeah, because the piece of information that I thought was amazing that I never knew, the number 2 age of people that OD is what?
55 and older.
55 and older. I was blown away when you told me that. You just giggled. I was just like, that can't be right.
Yeah, so when I talk to people and they tell me, man, we're going to lose a bunch of kids to this drug epidemic, I realize they're generalizing and they don't really know the pulse.
Yeah.
We do that program with U of M, System for Opioid Overdose Surveillance, and that gives us the pulse. Every 2 weeks here in Genesee County, we know the pulse. We know the day, we know the numbers, the race, the age, the genders. We know what's going on in our county, and we're working to evolve that system to get even better, use it for strategic planning with first responders and EMS providers. Just a good tool. And I do a lot of Narcan training, and I always use these stats then to make it relevant to where I'm doing the Narcan trainings.
Right.
And when I do these, like just last week, I went up to Ruth, Michigan, and did a fire department up there.
Okay.
And trained them in the same thing. Their 55s were the number 1 in overdoses.
Wow.
Now, they only had 19 overdoses for the year, so doing a good job there.
That's a good job.
Right, up in Huron County. But the thing was, of those 19, like 8 of them were 55 and older. Almost half were 55 and older. And like you, they were amazed, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Which leads us to our whole senior care initiative, right?
Yeah.
So it just, one thing we do leads to the next thing we do, because it highlights needs and gaps and services, so we kind of fill those voids as we grow.
I got to be honest, man. Coming from the jail perspective, when we started rolling that out, I didn't realize it hits every single age and group. Ignorance, right? Oh, when you're young, you're stupid, you smoke pot, you do drugs, you get caught, and then that's your pool. But that's not right.
That ain't the pool. This is parents and grandparents. This is
that part blew my, like, I remember we were sitting at, what was that event at Crossroads Village?
VAAA, Valley Area Agency on Aging. It was the Senior Power Day.
This is where I saw you at your strongest, man. We were sitting there, and they said it was like Halloween for seniors, and everybody's getting. Remember, the Tiger's hats was a big hit, right?
Absolutely, the big.
We had guys rolling up for
buckets.
those, and that guy walks up to you, and he's like, "Well, who cares if they're ODing?" And you're like, "Well, sir," and he's like, "Well, isn't that their problem?" And you're like, "Sir, that's part of the problem. It's not, because what do you do with someone who just struggles with that addiction?" And he just was like, "That's their problem." Turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
And you're like, "No, sir, that's not the problem. We got to help." And I watched you do that, and I was just like, that is part of the issue, because he's speaking from a position of not understanding the information, and you're an information-heavy person, and you just want people to have the information, and then do whatever you want with the information, but have the information, right?
Correct.
And when I first started, because I was plugged in the jail, and those, 18 to 38. Right, so you're looking at it and this is the problem. But that one, that one blew my hair back. If I had some, it would have blown it straight backwards, right?
Yep.
And that was kind of crazy. And then working those events and understanding that people didn't get that. That was kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, when they walked up to us there, they were like, "What are you doing here? There's just a bunch of old people here. We're not."
Yeah, they were looking at us like we were aliens or something,
and I would say, "Well, you're the reason I'm here." Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we do this program, and then I would go through that deal.
Help me.
Yeah.
Help you.
Yeah, to understand that there's a reason that we're here.
Yeah.
And so just acknowledge it, understand it, and play your part, right?
Yeah, so we got a couple minutes to our next break, but I want to get into the LEO program, because a lot of people don't understand that the police force and county sheriff's offices are really big supporters of this kind of thing, and they're not your enemy, they can be your friend. So kind of rub that one for us right before we hit break, and we'll finish it off.
Yeah, we'll touch on that LEO program.
Yeah.
We have it's a great program with Vice Armory, part of their Vice Give, and it's molding and shaping into a first responder program. So good things coming with that too. So looking forward to kind of talk with that.
Yeah, we're gonna tease on that one, and then when we come back, I always ask for a funny story from our guests, And so when we sit tight, we're going to get one from Aaron, and I know he's got a bunch of them. I hope he does the one with Dave. And we will sit tight on that. So everybody, please go to UCANMichigan.com. Put that in your likes, and like, share, and subscribe for our show so we can help others. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Aaron with UCAN. Just out here today at the Valley Area Agency on Aging event, Senior Power Day. It's been really cool. We haven't been in the senior world very long, and I know it always plays a part in our world. So we're here today to connect with that senior community and kind of talk about the proper use, misuse, storage, and disposal of medications, making sure that they're not only are they using them as prescribed, but also disposing them as needed. So we're also bringing a multitude of services here that I'm looking at that allow us to connect and expand on our senior care initiative. So it was twofold: share some information with the seniors that were out here, but also make some connection with those who are servicing the senior community to be able to expand our network of our senior initiative and make some connectivity. So we've met the folks from Valley Area Agency on Aging specifically, have some cool ideas already to work with them. We'll talk to McLaren and Genesee Health Plan as far as the Medicaid sign-ups and things like that. Veterans are here. The Genesee County Services for Veterans is here. So really have some great connectivity going. Good start to our senior care. A great day here. There's a lot of people here. There's been probably 200 to 300 people here. We've been here since 9, so it's been a rewarding event. Most people do look at our table and say addiction and don't look, but there's been those handful that do come over to us and say specifically, hey, can you come to this event, or can you come speak to us here or there? And that's kind of what we're after. We're really after the focus on how we can continually expand our reach into this community. So it's been a good day. We look forward to continuing the rest of the day, and we'll circle back again another time. Thanks again.
Yeah, and then go from there. Well, if we can just cut the audio and get there. All right, welcome back to the Warriors Way. Our warrior this week is Aaron Rubio.
Hey.
And so we try to get a funny story, and there was a particular scenario. Since we've had a bunch of gremlins today, I think this story is perfect. So tell them about the birthday video.
Right. That was funny from so many angles. And so a friend of mine's wife reached out, and he was turning 50. And she was looking for some video messages. Mm-hmm. And so she said, yeah, just whip it up quick on your phone and that type of deal, which is for the norm. It works. Mm-hmm. However, because you guys were in here videoing, I thought, well, hey, I'll just make Dave set it up, not like I want to get a big...
And you said, I don't want to make a big studio about it while I'm making a big studio about it.
I don't want to get it too carried away, right?
Yeah.
So I get going, and I'm thinking of this 30-second, 45-second little snippet. Didn't have it written down, haven't rehearsed it, but know that I'm going to land the plane relatively soon, right? So we get Dave all set up. We're good to go, and I get set in, and I start out with my message. And it must have sounded like I was Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, you're getting ready to shift into second gear.
For a 9-minute melee. And he, about 12 seconds in, kind of said, whoa.
Wait a minute.
And I was like...
I was just about finished.
What happened was...
And the look on your face, you actually sent me that pic. I said, revisit that. And Dave was just trying to be professional, because that's what Dave is. And he's always trying. And today's just been nutsoid, right? Just like that was. And he's like, all right, 2 minutes, we're going to get started. And I was like, well, Dave, you just shut up. We'd be done by now.
Right.
Which then spent us into a dimension of laughing. We had Ben, and they actually called security because we were laughing
too much laughter,
so hard.
Right? We got security in today's day and age. We got security called on because unnecessary laughter.
Yeah, we got 2 people enjoying themselves in the back. Can we have that checked out?
I don't know what's going on. So
I don't know what kind of a place you're running here.
So after we kind of dug into that and replayed it, it was about like 11 and a half seconds of verbal that I was starting with before Dave shut us down. And so we had to revisit it, right? Like different cuts to get it. My 30-second, and I should have just grabbed the phone and done it.
And I was actually outside the studio laughing so hard, and you're like, dude, I can't do this right now.
You can't just leave the studio laughing because I can still hear you.
Yeah, right? And the train had derailed, and Dave was just like, listen, guys, 2 minutes. Okay, just 2 minutes. And I was like, nope, this train.
He was on it.
Poor Dave's just trying to make the whole thing work, and I was like, nope, we have fire. It was really funny.
Oh, man,
and when we're having a bad day, Aaron was kind enough to hold that video so we could revisit it.
Yes.
Which was very great because we don't want to have fun and we don't want security called on us for enjoying ourselves again. That's apparently page 33, Article 3, the giggling.
Too much laughter within a podcast setting.
Yeah, there must be drugs.
They must be talking about drugs.
Yeah, well, UCAN Studios is the place to be. All right, so when we cut our break, we will cut that story, and I'm going to call that the Great and Powerful Oz because Dave. All right, so we were getting back. What was it that we had finished up on, and we were going to
hit the Leo program we were talking about. So
a lot of times, the clash that we've had in our community over the last couple of years between the police and the community, and that they're enemies, that's just not been my experience. My experience has been, while there is a minute amount of those things, a lot of the people go into that kind of thing to protect the community. And one of the things they had done was, if someone is, now make sure I say this correctly, if someone is high and they want treatment, they can actually go to the police station or the sheriff's office and they will put them into treatment. Is that right?
So there's the state police have a program called the Angel Program.
Okay.
And if somebody is struggling with substance use disorder at whatever level, right, if they're using or just trying to fight it off or need help or somebody is trying to help somebody, they could go to the state police. They have an Angel Program, and the state police will then help to navigate their route to getting services, right? So that's something that's happened. And I know Families Against Narcotics has a Hope Not Handcuffs program that they have around too that allows people to do such a thing. So those are forward-thinking pieces. They've been around 2017-ish, I think, Hope Not Handcuffs, Angel Program a little longer. So those are good programs to help people.
And then the Leo program.
Yeah, the Leo program is our law enforcement officers program. Yeah. It's an event we do with Vice Armory. And what it is because ammo had been at a shortage and firearms at a shortage, what Vice did is created this Leo program, because we work with law enforcement officers in our day-to-day with our K-9 team and others, that it became a relationship. So they do engraving, they do ammo, guns, tactical gear, all of that. So our Leo program says if you're a law enforcement officer and you go to Vice Armory, mention UCAN in the Leo program, that they will identify you, verify your service, and then whatever ammo you use, whether personal or duty ammo, they will keep a reserve inventory in stock for you.
So you always have some.
Always there, because there's been an ammo shortage and a gun shortage and other things. So they're trying to help our law enforcement officers to know that your practice ammo that will be here, and your duty ammo, if needed, will be here. And then we work with other police departments.
How long has that been going on?
So that's been going on for a little over a year now, probably like a year and a half. Really good stuff, and they have great pricing, and we've serviced a lot of people. We just did Imlay Cities. We did 15 Glock 45s with them, etched them. Imlay City put their names, their badge numbers, stuff like that on them.
That's cool.
Really, really cool work. So that was just an additional thing that we do, along with the purchase of ammo and the guns too.
And how many different police departments or whatever do you work with there?
So we work with multiple sheriffs and police departments. But it's open to anybody. Anybody can go there and talk about their law enforcement officer program. We're in a transition from law enforcement officers specifically and adding a first responder, to that, so that we can kind of expand for firemen, police, even nurses, just people that are first responders, man, that it helps more than just law enforcement.
Yeah, because, that laser etching thing, that's the kind of stuff you pass on to your kids and your grandkids and that kind of stuff,
Absolutely. You can go there and do coffee mugs and other engravings and memorabilia, stuff that they have to do too. So I won't say it's a side gig, but they do it because they do Cerakoting on firearms, but they also etch on the firearms. They did the dog tags that we talked about.
Oh, they're the ones.
The dog tags. So really cool.
And that's a local.
Yeah,
it's a local company.
Yeah, Vice Armory. They're right across. They're in Davison, Richfield Township, technically. Right across from the Richfield Township office in the front of the Mercino building. And so, they're there. Have a nice spot built up. Again, great ammo, guns, technical
good
pricing,
people.
and people.
Why did they get into the drug support thing?
So the owner there, Matt, we had been discussing some things, and we met through a mutual friend, we started talking about that. And part of their Vice Give program that they were already doing is just an adoption of a nonprofit that they believe in joining forces with and support. So we started talking about it, and we were fortunately picked for their Vice Give program. And so that's how they stepped into the arena, knowing our fight, knowing the situation. And then obviously James Bailey, he's one of our board members, advisory board members, and he's very active with everything he does, but helps with some connectivity for UCAN. And he's the one who actually brought that to the table. Some synergy there. So
yeah, it's just a unique connection. I wasn't sure how that.
Yeah, that's kind of went together. Through James kind of hooked us up with Matt. We started talking. Hey, we got this Vice Give program, and so now we go out there on Vice Day, and we do things on Veterans Day, and they do a Customer Appreciation Day at Vice, and we're out there with our tent, handing out information and just supporting them as well on their business day.
So people will be able to go to the calendar and get to all those dates and times and stuff is available.
Absolutely.
And this is all family friendly stuff that they can do. Yeah?
All family friendly. Last time they had bounce houses, and it's free food on the deal. They have some pigs on the smokers out there, which is cool. A lot of vendors there. Great sales inside. Giveaways for folks. Special giveaways for veterans and first responders. It's definitely a community day and kid friendly.
Cool, man. All right. Is there anything that we missed or that you wanted to make sure we yacked about in case I got talking too much?
Yeah, I'm sure there's something we missed. I'll be back, right? So
yeah, for sure.
We just have a lot going on, doing a lot of good things.
Can I hold you to maybe quarterly or bi-yearly?
Yeah, probably a quarterly deal would be a cool thing, and kind of keep up to speed, and
just help me help you.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
The old
help
Jerry
me.
McGuire.
Help you.
You got it. So if people, again, UCANMichigan.com is our website. United Community Addiction Network on Facebook. We always ask people to like, share, and follow us on Facebook. It's a silent way to share the message, the resource to someone in your network that needs the help, may not know who to ask or how to ask or don't want to ask, but you can share that message and then in a non-threatening way. And we've had a lot of people reach out saying, hey, my friend posted this, but don't tell her, don't tell him. And so we know that it works, and we ask people just to like, share, and follow. It's a silent way to share our message.
Now, one of the things that I don't know what's happening. That's why I'm asking about it. Now, we were working with some of the Red Wings with housing and all. Did that ever happen through, or what?
So we haven't ever got to the housing. We have the housing partner, we have the land, we have the ideals. We've just never got to the point of that. We actually teamed up with Great Lakes Recovery Mission and Sand Lac, where we were venturing off to. They got a couple houses and stuff, so they took on that burden because it's what they do, and they do it pretty good, right? So they have an office out there. So we try and strategize and use our partnerships when ready. The partnership is there, ready to go, so we'll continually look, but a lot of great connectivity going on.
So when someone is getting out of jail or they're getting out of rehab, what is the process that they walk them through? A lot of times, especially in jail, so I was like, what's the steps? So in my head, I'm going to tell you, and you tell me what I missed, right? So I tell them, well, we'll get you transportation, apparently through a limo, to whatever rehab or three-quarter housing, which is partners that we have in the community.
Correct.
And then how long is the time that they're allowed to stay in three-quarter housing?
So housing's if it's a residential program, it's usually around a year. If it's transitional housing, there's no real cutoff. As long as you like it, it's successful, it's working for you, right? Sometimes that structure, that connectivity, the resources they're getting with peer coaches and such, that's a good condition to stay in. There's no rush to leave there.
So the average time's a year, or is that the...
I would say around a year. Most people either that's the end of the program, or I've been here for a year long enough, I'm ready to kind of maybe get my own apartment. We still encourage at that point to stay connected to a peer coach and services and all of that. But so it's individual. But I would say about a year gives somebody some time to really think about.
All right, and during that year, they're finding jobs, they're getting support, they have community outreach and things through the housing, and then helps them to break out onto their own while continuing to go to the peer recovery coaches and the meetings and stuff that have kept them to that location.
Absolutely.
Right? All right. And then from that point is addressing people in the community, churches, nonprofits that can help them as they transfer out and with their family and that kind of stuff. Do I have all that right?
Yeah, that's kind of the flow, right? We get them out of jail, get them their insurance, any secondary resources that they need, verify their housing, where are you going? Huge part of the puzzle, right? And then the job is the next thing on on their list. We're trying to, with the apprenticeship program, more of a career, and make that a little more sound.
Because that's what I was trying to get to. So they do the housing, and then how does that work with the programs that you're partnered with?
So they'll recognize our programs, right? So we have to figure out how it works with them inside the facility or inside their housing, because they have obligations that they have to meet. Meeting with the peer coach, groups, therapy, they have their meetings. So they have to determine based on their schedule what opportunities do they have to begin resources. So like someone just gets in and they're interested in our Pathway to Apprenticeship program, we may just throw them a couple of certifications. It's like an apprenticeship readiness. Do a couple things. Let's see how this goes. Let's get settled in. And then we would segue and take them into the full-blown Pathway to Apprenticeship program. And it can go a lot of ways depending on what their restrictions are and what their obligations are. But definitely addressing not only their substance use disorder, but their mental health, making sure they're identifying that, putting positive resources, finding a couple key meetings, do your groundwork. And when the groundwork is set, then we can build on it from there with careers and trainings, et cetera.
Right. And the reason why I brought that up is this is the process that we're building that didn't exist, right? Because the other piece that I just remembered at this moment was the hospital piece, right? Which is actually kind of a big piece. So when going to the hospital and dealing with having to come down and then going into detox and then going into housing, and that part of it, like these are the things, this community re-entry is what you've been putting together, and just tie a bow on all that as we finish this up so people can understand the scope of what it is that we're doing here.
Exactly. So I'll say community care navigation. No matter what level somebody is coming from, incarceration, transitional housing, jails, wherever, right, schools, that we have a way to connect them to the community resources that they need. So community care navigation. You brought up the hospital with our mobile crisis unit initiative.
Yeah, I totally forgot, man.
Yeah, it's made some great progress. McLaren and Ascension both use it regularly. That we've found and created with them new ways to identify, treat, stabilize, and discharge this at-risk population within the hospital setting. We have some programs locally in the EDs. Our program is helping patients that had been admitted for other health ailments, and we get called in with our B team, and we do withdrawal management so that folks will stay and get their health taken care of and not leave because of withdrawal symptoms. So withdrawal management, and then we provide that community care navigation. What level of services are you willing to engage in or feel you need so we can connect you? We're not there to sign them up to force them to do things. We're trying to build a treatment plan for them to get them connected to community resources. So that program has really gone leaps and bounds and getting some really good national recognition.
Well, like I said, I'm so glad to be a part of this and be a partner. I look forward to the future. Aaron, thank you so much for coming in and the stuff that you do. If you have a family member that needs help, please go to UCANMichigan.com. If you're somebody who just wants to help, go to spiritualwarfareunit.com. So you can find those helps to people, so you can be a part of the unit that we're fighting every day. Please like, share, and subscribe so you can help others find the help that they need. Thank you for popping in. We will see you next week. Do you have a nonprofit in your area that's doing a lot of work that people should know about? Feel free to contact Spiritual Warfare Unit at 810-715-9319, and we would love to have them on to see what good they're doing in the community and find out their story. Thank you so much.
Too much and let me stay this way. Jesus, there's freedom in your name. You break every chain, oh Lord. 'Cause you are above every name, Jesus. Oh, you set me free. Songs of praise, proclaiming everything you've done for me. 'Cause my walls came down when your love shone through, and now my There's freedom in your name. You break every chain, oh Lord. 'Cause you are above every name, Jesus. Oh, He set me free, set me free. There's freedom